I was proud of who my father was. I was proud to be his son.
He was very intelligent. I liked what he stood for. A giant in my life. That's my dad.
My daddy was such a proud man. He was one of the first black police officers in Hattiesburg.
And this is his photograph right here. He got on the police department in 1965. This is his badge. He's the first African American to be hired on the police department.
What a radical moment for an African American to put on a police uniform and now represent the community with the lethal force and violence and identity that law enforcement represents in the Deep South.
And I always wanted to be like him when I grew up. In spite of everything that I went through with him.
One night we sitting on the porch and he gonna jump on me that night, and I just had got enough of him hitting me.
My father was very abusive towards my mother. And one night I got to the point to where I wanted to kill him. I just wasn't gonna stand by and let him abuse my mom. My mother told me that my father was searching for me because he said I had killed somebody. When I get to his office, I'm sitting there with my father and I'm crying. I'm asking my father, what is going on? You know I haven't did anything. He told me to shut up, you know you did it.
For kids being put into the criminal justice system, you are very, very vulnerable.
And he said, just sign this and trust me. I'm gonna get you out of this here.
If someone says the only way you're going to survive this, the only way you're going to deal with this, is you're going to do exactly what I tell you, and if I tell you to say guilty, you say guilty.
So I signed what he told me to sign. I didn't know what it was. My father said, well, you did a good job. He said, do what you do, you go to prison, you stay in there 2 years, keep your mouth shut, stay out of trouble, and I promise you I'll have you back at home.
If he'd have killed a man, it wouldn't have been so bad on me.
If this crime was ever investigated, that my father sent me to prison for, I never would have went to prison.
I woke up early this morning, evil all around my bed.
I know that my father knew that I was innocent.
And knowing your child sitting there innocent, it hurts.
I woke up early this morning.
The time came for Larry to make parole. They've screwed up the paperwork. Instead of a 10-year sentence, he had 2 10-year sentences. You got to stay in parchment 10 more years. So that night, Larry went nuts.
I never seen anybody escape from this prison in women's clothes. When it got dark, I went into the room, dressed myself up, put the lipstick on, the fingernail polish, the stuff for your eyes. I think I was pretty though.
He'd been having a little affair with a female guard, and he talked her into letting him pretend to steal her car.
I got her car keys, and I walked out of the door, through the gate, and the car is like in the parking lot outside the gate. So this lady came out, and she asked me to stop the car at the front gate. So I got out of the car, opened the trunk, let her search it. She looked in the car, closed the trunk back, and she told me, she said, ma'am, you have a good night. I said, ma'am, you have one too. And she opened the thing up, and I just drove out. So on my way, I'm driving, it's dark. I'm going fast. Now my car is swooping around this curve, and I done lost control. It goes off the side of the curve and flips over 3 times. I had no idea where I was. I just knew that I was off the prison grounds. And so I get out of the car, I ran into these woods, and just kept running, and ran half of the night. But when I come out of the woods running, it was dark, I couldn't see anything. I remember coming off the cliff and running directly into the water. I looked this way, I seen maybe 75 people coming towards me from that direction with guns and dogs and riding on 4-wheelers, shining big lights on truck cars.
They drugged him out, handcuffed him. They kicked and beat him beyond recognition. A group dynamic of gang activity almost took place with the guards at Parchman. Everybody had to get in on the act and apply some sort of physical attack to Larry Floyd.
They just started torturing me. One guy hit me in the face with a 9mm gun.
I mean, they had a right to go find him, but they did not have a right to nearly beat him to death.
Some guy found me and put me on the back of his truck and rushed me to the hospital. And they said if he'd got me there 2 minutes later, I would have been dead.
Evil all I know.
To me, freedom is exonerating my name.
Governors pardon people at the end of their term. Larry has the problem that this governor is going to run for another term.
If I die today, I will be dying as a convict. Okay? I don't want to die like that. I want my name cleared because that's the only way that I can ever be free.